Well, the Trump administration just rolled out a new rule. If you're low income, if you don't get a lot of money from Social Security, you have 24 hours to register on a website or you get no check at all for your kid. Check it out. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Thom Hartmann here with you. On the line with us is Alex Lawson, the big cheese, shall we say, executive director over at Social Security Works. He's also the host and owner and producer of programming over on We Act Radio in Washington, D.C., and the station itself, our D.C. affiliate. SocialSecurityWorks.org is their website for Social Security Works. A Law 202 is his Twitter handle. Alex, welcome back to the program. I understand that the Trump administration is proposing to try to help out low-income people, particularly people on Social Security who are getting such a small amount of Social Security that they don't need to file taxes every year. Tell me about this benevolent new action coming out of Donald Trump and Mike Pence and friends.
Oh, absolutely. Benevolence is exactly what it is. So late Monday afternoon, right around 5 o'clock, the IRS drops a notice on their website, and they email it to people who have signed up to receive these specific notices, which, I do because I'm the executive director of SocialSecurityWorks.org, but these are not widely read circulars, and they say that anybody who is receiving Social Security and has a dependent child who qualifies for the $500 economic recovery check has to apply by Wednesday, by tomorrow at noon, at a specific link that they send out. It has to be online. So they have basically 1.5 days to do this, and otherwise they do not get the $500 for their dependent child. And just to give you what we're talking about here, it's around 4.1 million children receive Social Security benefits. There's a variety of situations that can be in, but these are the dependent children. 4.1 dependent children, 4.1 million, and about a third of Social Security beneficiaries don't file taxes because their income is so low. So you're talking somewhere north of 1 million children who are not going to get this $500 check that they qualify for because of the COVID emergency, because the IRS, the Trump administration doesn't want them to get it. That's why they did it this way.
So this is not some weird little thing that got written into the law by accident and nobody noticed. This is a brand new, intentional effort, a change in the application of the law by the Trump administration, specifically just to screw low-income people on Social Security?
Yes. There's no way you can see it any other way, right? I mean, Tom, the reason that Kafka wrote all the stuff, the reason we have the word Kafka-esque is because there is immense power in a government bureaucracy. So the law was written, and the clear letter intent on the law is that these children, who are going to be some of the most impacted children, dependent children of folks receiving Social Security benefits, could be a grand family, meaning the grandparent raising a child. There's a bunch of different scenarios, but these are folks who need this economic recovery, who are disproportionately impacted by COVID-19. And so the law intended for them to get this. Then it comes down to Mnuchin, to the bailout, the foreclosure king. That's funny, though, because I think he is the bailout his friend's king, too. It comes down to Mnuchin's territory over at Treasury, and they create a bureaucratic hurdle knowing that no one can get over it. Some minuscule number of people are going to get over this. They had 1.5 days. That means we have to let around 1 million people know that they have to do this, let them know what they have to do, and they have to have access to the internet in order to do it. This is specifically what you do when you don't want somebody to get what they're owed.
Well, back when Rick Scott was the governor of Florida, he famously, it was bragging rights back then, reconfigured his unemployment program in the state of Florida, where you no longer could go to an unemployment office in person. You no longer could even make a phone call. You had to use the online way to do it. And Florida has had 1.5 million people apply for unemployment benefits, and about 40,000 of them have actually gotten something. The system was badly broken, but Scott was bragging about this apparently back in the day, or at least people around him were, that this was going to, that in fact it did. It radically drove down unemployment taxes because nobody could get unemployment. Is this the same thing? I mean, is there some sort of evil political agenda here? We want to save some of this bailout money or something? Or is this just spite? I mean, I don't understand what would motivate them doing this. Is this some, Stephen Miller thing that he discovered that a lot of the grand families of, grandparents taking care of kids were among Hispanic and black population? I mean, why? What the hell's going on here? I'm grasping at straws trying to come up with some possible, rationalization for why these guys would do this.
I know it's hard. We said today in our statement, it's so fast and but it's really hard to tell. Is this just incompetence? Is this malice? Is it a mixture of incompetence and malice? I'm a big believer in the Alex Lawson rule of Washington, D.C., which is it's always Veep, it's never House of Cards. But, and what I mean by that is... I've
never watched either show, so I don't know what you mean.
It's usually just bumbling incompetence, but that's usually on the political side. When it comes to what this administration has done, they seem to be driven by mean-spiritedness. They do a lot of things that, and will probably be the same. In the end, it will cost more money, right? Because there's going to be lawsuits and all sorts of stuff from it. But the malice is the point. Hurting people is the point. It's hard not to take that away from this when you see, the totality of evidence of what the administration has done, and then to drop this notice on a Monday at 5 p.m. and be like, oh, yeah, you have until Wednesday at noon. And let me just say, I really appreciate you letting me come on at the last minute to talk about this. I do want to tell people that if this does apply to you, you do have to go to irs.gov/coronavirus, and then you can find the right form to fill out. But, Tom, I'm sort of at a loss for why specifically you would target this population.
Right.
Why this population? It's so mean. It's so wrong. And, we're going to fight back, but again, they gave us such a short time to raise our voices, and we do have some allies in Congress, so people should call their members of Congress to just yell at them about letting the Trump administration get away with this. But also it shows that they need to put a much stricter legal guidelines on the money that they're shoveling over to the Trump administration, because left to their own devices, malice seems to win the day.
Absolutely amazing. And the number, if you want to call your elected representatives, is 202-221-3121. Excuse me, 225-3121. 202-225-3121. Alex, we've got about a little more than a minute left. We have talked in the past about Social Security trust fund and all that sort of thing. We have 30 seconds. With all these people losing their jobs, they're no longer paying into Social Security. Are we looking at a crisis?
The trustees report comes out tomorrow, Tom, so well-timed question. The short answer is no. There's no crisis. The longer answer is that this puts more emphasis on our need to ensure that millionaires and billionaires pay the same rate as the rest of us into Social Security, because we're going to need to expand benefits coming out of this. That's what this crisis has done, shown the need to expand benefits.